Let us turn the conversation now to the role of the Americans here. We'll do so with Mike Vigil, who is a former DEA Chief of International Operations, also the author of Metal Coffins, The Blood Alliance Cartel. He's in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Good day to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It's always a pleasure.
Can you contextualize us this event for us? El Mencho, the most wanted man in Mexico, his killing, the decapitation of his cartel. What does it mean for drugs?
Well, this is going to have an impact on the flow of fentanyl, methamphetamine, and other drugs coming into the United States, at least temporarily. Right now, the cartel is in shock because everybody believed that Nemesio Ceguera Cervantes and Mencho was invincible. So this has sent psychological shockwaves through the cartel. And right now, they're having a lot of blockades. Yesterday, there were 252 blockades in multiple states throughout Mexico. And those blockades where they were burning buses, vehicles, shutting down roadways and what have you, was to serve two purposes. Number one, to send a message to Mexico that they're still powerful and to tread lightly on them, and then also to send a message to rival cartels not to come into their territory thinking that they can come in and now take over their drug routes. So this was a tremendous operation that was headed by Mexico's army, and then with aerial support, primarily helicopter gunships by the Mexican Air Force in the town of Talalpa, about 2 hours from the capital of Guadalajara. But primarily, the information that they used came from them. There was some information that was provided by the United States, but now the Trump administration is trying to take credit for this operation, and 100% of it was Mexico's operation, and they deserve all the credit.
I do want to help understand the situation on the ground, because you've described a situation where there is a power vacuum, not just between cartels who may now fight for ground from lost by the killing of the leader of this one cartel, but also within the cartel. There does not seem to be a natural successor to El Mencho. Does that mean that we are going to see violence, very visible, very public, for days or longer to come?
Well, there's going to be violence for the next several days, but there's an heir apparent, and his name is Luis Conriquez. They call him El Pelon, and he was a right-hand man of El Mencho. Mexico needs to take advantage of this chaos within the cartel to go after its infrastructure. It's not good enough to kill or capture one of the drug lords. You have to go after the entire infrastructure, and now is the time to do it. Even though they operate in 6 of the 7 continents around the world, their infrastructure is in the state of Jalisco. So if the Mexican government moves rapidly and efficiently, they can basically disintegrate this entire cartel, because if they wait and there's a potential fragmentation that will come about, then that's going to mean even more violence in Mexico.
I do want to just wrap up our conversation with that question, Mike. There is no question that Mexicans themselves are most deeply impacted and will be on an enduring basis by what is transpiring. But there are a number of tourists from other countries, the United States, and certainly here in Canada, who are or will soon be planning to be in Mexico. Is what we're seeing now going to continue?
It's probably going to continue for several days. I know that the Mexican government is sending troops into these states, and they have started to diminish this violence that's taking place in many parts of the country, but it's not advisable to go into Mexico at this point in time. The U.S. Embassy, like Canada, has put out advisories telling people to hunker down in hotels or wherever they're at because it's too dangerous to be out on the streets or, moving through the roadway system of Mexico.
Mike Vigil, appreciate your time and your insight this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.